New content day. Basically, because of sort of the viewership and everything that was going on with the 30 NBA team off-season videos, I've decided to cut them a little short, just on the basis that two things. The NBA season is pretty much coming up around the corner as we speak. And two, yeah, the viewership was sort of just not there, and I don't think there was as much engagement with it sort of towards the back end. So if you're waiting for your team, and I have skipped out on your team because my Warriors team was one of the teams that was included, I apologize and I'm sorry. And if you guys want me to do a video on a specific team, just tell me. Like if you guys put in the comments, say I want this video from this team, I will go back and do it. I'll be more than happy to do so. It's just that I'm going to try and move on, sort of create some fresh new content because it seemed kind of repetitive just doing every single team every night. So I'm creating new content. With the season around the corner, I'm going to do a ladder predictor today where I'm basically going to go through the 15 teams in the West and put them all on a ladder. I'm going to predict who starts at the top, who starts at the bottom. You guys sort of get the idea. NBA season is 28 days away or something like that. No, it starts on the 22nd. So we're like 3 weeks away. So I think this is about the right time to start with these sort of prediction videos and stuff before the season starts because I want to get all my predictions out. I'm going to get an awards video out. I'm going to get the ladder predictor for both the West and the East and sort of just talk about the biggest teams and the uprisings that I think I'm going to see from some teams. So yeah, it's basically just fresh content and I'm excited to do it personally because for a while these long-term videos sort of felt like a bit of a drag, but yeah, new content. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. So basically this is it. Just over to my right, it's the ladder. So all 15 NBA teams basically lined up. Quick shout out to Enjoy Basketball. They are basically my inspiration for a lot of the stuff that I do on this page. I love their stuff. They do a lot of good stuff, post a lot of good NBA content. They do a lot of good things for basketball. This isn't a sponsored video, by the way. I am far from a sponsorship deal, don't get me wrong, but I genuinely I like a lot of stuff they do. So I'm going to use their ladder builder today. And basically, all you got to do is you got to select first to last. That's how it's going to work. And obviously, it's a prediction. So I'm only going off what I think is going to happen for this year. So we're basically just going to build off of that. Without further ado, I think OKC goes back number 1. Without a doubt in my mind. I think they win 60 games again. I think they probably nearly press for the best record ever. Don't think they're going to quite get to that 73-9, but they're basically the same team that just won the championship. And Shea had one of the best basketball years in a very long time last season, and he's going to continue it over. Chet's only going to get better on both sides of the ball, not just the defensive side. Lou Dort's still there. Cason Wallace is still there. Isaiah Hartenstein's still there. Their whole roster is basically running it back, provided maybe 1, maybe 2 players. I don't really believe in the Houston Rockets. I think Houston is going to have a top 4 seed, but I don't see a world in where they make the top 2. My second spot for this upcoming season is the Clippers. Might be a bold prediction because I think James Harden is sort of up and down. It depends on what sort of year James Harden's going to have. Depends on the sort of year Kawhi's going to have, especially after all the turmoil and stuff that went through with Kawhi sort of over those last couple of months. But I think the LA Clippers, if they are healthy, can make moves. I think they're going to make a step in the right direction. And I think they're going to be a really good regular season team. Behind them, I think I'm going to go Houston because that Houston roster is loaded. They lost Fred VanVleet. Don't get me wrong. Fred VanVleet is a massive out to them. But Fred VanVleet, I think, depending on his recovery, might be able to make it back for the playoffs. He's only a small guy. He only has so much that he has to do to recover. So I think he's going to be back in time. But Houston, with Kevin Durant on the roster, with all their young guys, I think they are going to be a really good regular season team and make that top 3 spot. 4th is Denver. With Jokic, still in the mix. Doesn't matter what you do to Nikola Jokic, he's still going to be one of, if not the best player in basketball. He's going to push that team year in and year out. Doesn't matter who's on the roster. Obviously, Cameron Johnson's now on the roster, and I think he is a massive addition to that team, and he's going to do a lot of good things for that roster, and it's going to show them in the top 4 again. 5th place is sort of where it gets hard, because these teams could go any which direction. See the Lakers as a 6 seed. I'm going to put the Lakers as 6 for now, and we're going to sort of just build off it. I think they're going to miss the play-ins, but I also don't think they're good enough to really make too much noise when it comes to pushing up the ranks. So I'm going to leave. 5th is where it gets hard, man. Because I'm tossing up between a couple of teams. I've got Minnesota, I've got Golden State, and I've got Dallas. I think Dallas are actually a really good basketball team. They're going to be good this season. It depends on, obviously, Cooper Flag's progression throughout the year, but I think they are going to win quite a few regular season games. Golden State, I think it's just personal bias. Like, I don't really believe in the roster all that much. But at the same time, when I talk about Jimmy Butler and I talk about Steph Curry, and if these guys stay healthy, we're going to win games in the regular season. For that reason, I'm going to give us the 5 spot. Might be a bit outrageous, don't get me wrong. I think we're going to be very topsy-turvy. We could be anywhere from 5th position to 9th. That's sort of the season that I predict us having, that we're going to be literally all over the place. I can say, there's a world where we finish top 4, and there's also a world where we finish bottom 2. So we could be literally anywhere, but I think 5 is a good sort of spot for us to be in. 7th, I will then go Minnesota. Minnesota with Anthony Edwards is going to have another great year. They could jump over the Lakers potentially, but I don't see a world where the Lakers miss out on the playoffs this season with Luka Doncic being on the roster. Luka looks as good as ever. People have had a lot of conversations about him. I think the Lakers are just going to have that regular season record over Minnesota by a few games. It's going to take seeing Minnesota first to really get a grip of what they are going to be as a team. So for that reason, Minnesota at 7th feels good for me. 8th, I've got the Pelicans. Obviously, I'm buying a little bit into the hype of Zion Williamson this season. He looks as good as he's ever been at the media day that they had a couple of days ago. So for that reason, I think they've made a couple of decent off-season moves. You've got Jordan Poole, who is a really good bucket getter. He will be able to score points for this team. Zion is as good as advertised when he is healthy. And Kevon Looney, I think, is going to be another one where he's going to impact winning over there. Whether it's only spot minutes over Missy, I think his name is, sorry. He is going to be that crucial bench role sort of for this team. And for that reason, I think they make the top 8. Phoenix disappoint and go 9th. I think Phoenix are a hard one. I want to see a world where Devin Booker makes the play-in this season, but I really don't know if that opportunity's there. And now that I'm actually looking at the teams, I see Dallas going number 9, because Dallas, as I said, are going to win basketball games. And my last team is between Portland and it's between Memphis. There is a lot of good teams in the Western Conference. Portland obviously have Dame back. I think how I'm going to do it is I'm going to do Portland 11. Portland's just going to miss out. Phoenix is going to go 12. And Memphis is just going to scrape in. Because I really don't want to go against a team that has both Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson. Obviously, I've got them lower because they lost Desmond Bane. And Desmond Bane was pretty much their best player for the entire time that Ja was out. Desmond Bane stepped into that role. So if Ja Morant misses any time this season, they are immediately going to plummet down to sort of that 10 spot. That's exactly the reason I have them there. The bottom 3, it's really hard because San Antonio is a pretty good outfit too. Like, I would personally probably go San Antonio, Sacramento, and then Utah. Utah are going to be reasonably bad again. I think they're not in the position yet where I feel them moving off that bottom of the table. It's not until they develop their guys. Obviously, they've got Walter Clayton now, and they also have Ace Bailey. We don't know what's going to go on with Ace Bailey. There's a lot of question marks around him at the moment, whether he's actually going to want to play basketball when the time comes. So for that reason, there's too many question marks there for me to not put Utah at the bottom. Sacramento is a weird one. They're all over the place. Domantas Sabonis basically wants out, I'm pretty sure. They're a bit all over the place. There's just so many good teams in the Western Conference that I don't see a world where they move any higher than that. San Antonio, now that I'm looking at it, I'm probably going to put above Phoenix. Putting Devin Booker at 13th, though, I can't... having Devin Booker at the 13th position seems really weird to me. I don't know if I'm overhyping Portland, even though they literally just made 2 off-season moves, one of which probably won't be able to play basketball until about February. This Western Conference this season, now that I'm looking at it, can literally go anywhere. There is a world where I see Minnesota being in that 11th spot. There is a world where I see the Lakers being 10th. Literally everything can go on with this roster. It's only sort of the top 3 that I feel I can lock in and say for certain that they are going to be there. For all we know, Denver could disappoint. Denver could drop to that 6th seed and they could move down a little bit. I think that is... I'm happy with that. That's what I'm going to leave it as. You guys can screenshot this, hold on to this, and come back at the end of the season and clown me if you like, if it's absolutely awful. But I like this. I think this is going to be what this top 15 looks like for the West. There is a lot of good outfits in the West this season. I didn't realize it till I've just done that. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. That was actually a lot of fun. I really like doing that. It has actually made me realize how much the Western Conference is going to be ridiculous this year, because there is a lot of good teams. There's a lot of up-and-coming teams. There's a lot of already set teams. There's a lot of teams that went in through the trade period this season. It could be literally anywhere for the West this year. I'm excited to see it. The Western Conference is by far the better conference. I don't say that without a doubt in my mind. The Eastern Conference will be a little bit more open. We will get to the Eastern Conference hopefully tomorrow or the day after, depending on how I feel, sort of going through some stuff. I apologize for the lack of videos recently. I was a little bit crook last week and I went on a bit of a holiday. So I'd sort of missed a lot of time. I got a short or 2 out in recent weeks, but other than that, I don't think I've done a long form video in weeks. So for me to finally get back to doing this is amazing. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll do the same for the Eastern Conference tomorrow. If you guys end up screenshotting that and clowning me at the end of the season, I'm not going to be happy. Because I already know there's at least going to be one team that I put up here that's going to be down here. That's just how it's going to happen. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I will see you guys with the Eastern Conference tomorrow. Dropping a like and subscribe would be absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. And I'll talk to you then. Thank you guys.